Hello, Mama Jess here. Everything you wish your mother told you. I don't know if I can even go online anymore and listen to what's going on with the young people, especially now, like the 10-year-olds. Now I have no doubt in my mind that the parenting in America is so bad, it's almost becoming criminal. The amount of neglect and abuse and lack of training and just the bizarre coddling and support of, literally the little girls seem like they're being encouraged to become harlots. So the last couple days, and so I'm not feeling well today because I'm trying to research these things and it makes me feel sick. So my head just feels muddled and unmotivated and depressed about the world as it is. And ultimately defeated because it's not like there's just problems with the kids, it's the parents, right? So what do you do when the parents are digging in and they're not willing to acknowledge their failures? They actually think that they're kind of cool and cute and, doing the right thing, but they're just really hard-hearted to any correction on their really bad parenting. So I get discouraged by it, but it also is the motivator for what I'm doing here. So I will keep going. I just wanted to tell you the last couple days, these are the things that I learned in the last couple days. 10-year-old girls are worried about their skin. They have something now called Sephora Kids, right? Sephora is this big makeup cosmetic company. So these girls know all about the latest cosmetics and how to make their skin, spotless. And with Photoshop, everywhere, and every image you see of a woman is not even human, so it would make sense that they're trying to have poreless skin, not even, it's just not biologically realistic. And as far as the video footage that I saw, the little girls look like prostitutes. Okay, I'm just going to say it again. The little girls look like they're prostitutes, that they're promoting sex in a way to attract that kind of activity. And what's often said is these girls are trying to be 16. And I'll say the 16-year-old girls look like prostitutes. And why is that? Because the older women look like prostitutes. And then I heard that there's some kind of regret now that young girls are having in their 20s, and so for having went and displayed their bodies, their naked bodies, on the internet. Right? Wonder where the parents were when they made those decisions. I'm hearing that the young people have no hobbies of any kind, and their hobby would generally be considered social media, which I can tell you right now is one of the most polluting activities for the human soul ever created in the history of the world. So basically their hobby is just soul destruction. And I feel tears in me, like I want to cry about it. Just sick. I also learned that the young people are watching, like between 10 and 16, adult-themed movies, sex, violence, drugs, and alcohol. I'll be making another video about what I think about adult-themed. It's really just perverted, immoral, base, stupid, degenerate, destructive, hateful, violent. It's not adult. It's just straight up perversion. So I'm tired of that euphemism because it confuses young people because they think, well, I want to grow up and be an adult, so I guess I have to watch all this filthy stuff. Violent, disgusting, smutty. That makes me mad. Also, the young people are learning how to be adults through peers on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So I don't know how that's working out. It's not working out for us. And then to top it off, there was something called the wrinkle-free straws. That's how far vanity has gotten in our country. You'll notice I do this a lot, like, ugh, it like hurts. Ow, like, oh my God. So yeah, that was kind of like a mind full of madness. So someone actually thinks like, okay, so if women are drinking from a straw, then it's really important that they don't get wrinkles by going like this. But the funny thing is almost every picture I see a girl in, she's going like this. What? And then one of the last things that I learned is that the young people, most of them can't really read or write. I mean, you can't be introducing woke policies and making the children focus on their genitalia and worrying about if they're a boy or girl and then think they're going to have the energy to focus on reading and writing. Right? And then if you give them these gadgets all day where there's no need to really read or write, what's the point of it? So there's no incentive for them to do it. So what I'm looking at really is a certifiable insanity that's operating. Anyway, so then I thought, well, you know, I'm already teaching how to address an envelope and giving opportunities to send a letter in the mail by practicing your cursive and your signature. But I thought, like, do I now have to teach how to read and write? Like I got a degree in English and writing and literature. It has been, I know people say, well, you can't make a lot of money off of it. Well, it has been the most profoundly important skill for me to know how to write because I've been able to defend myself in court without a lawyer and win. Why? Because I know how to write. I know how to speak. I know how to read documents and understand them. So reading and writing is really about maintaining your freedom. But you don't see that in your world. That you are being ripped off every single day. You have since the time you were little. You know, you've been exposed to the vanity. You're worried about your hair and makeup and fashion more than you are knowing anything of functionality in the home. And that makes me very sad and angry. Because now you're going to be left in anxiety, depression, because you don't know how to do anything. And then you're going to think the whole goal in life is to make a lot of money so you can pay people to do those things for you that you could otherwise do for yourself. The more skills you know, the less money you spend. The smarter you are, the less money you spend. So you don't have to be on the rat wheel making so much money. You learn how to work underground. You outsmart everything and everyone. And that's why I'm here. I want to teach you how to do that. So, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying in this right now, other than, you know, I'm watching these kids. I'm seeing what they're being exposed to. The parenting is just unbelievably, incomprehensibly awful. And I know I'm not going to be teaching you how to read and write, but I will encourage you to do it because this is another way that you break out of the bondage that you're in and you maintain your rights. If you don't know how to read and read propaganda and think critically, you're going to be a slave. So if you can look at everything in your life, like, do I want to be a slave to that? How do I not be a slave to that? Ask yourself that every day. Do you want to be a slave when you grow up? And I trust you don't. Sadly, we all have to wake up and realize we have been enslaved without our knowledge for many, many, many years through everything that's coming at us, through television and commercials and advertisements and big businesses, all of it. Somebody's making big money off of you. So, of course, I continue to encourage you to get angry about it, to motivate you to get out of your anxiety and depression and begin to be active to get out and get skilled and get smart, right? Skilled womanhood. Get sane, get smart, and get skilled. All right. I'll see you next time.